Are we on? We're very skewed. Be fine. Should we get cracking? Crackling. This is really weird. This is really skewed. It's fine. Let's go. What else has been going on? Am I getting nervous for my own show? Am I? Calendar, none. Just need to chat for a couple of minutes and it's fine. It's such a calming place, actually, really. Oh, delicious. When did I? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Podcast. Dinica. Shit, I need to organise that party. Right, okay. Okay, are we good? Good. We are good. Oh, Hello World is also one of my thoughts for podcast name. I thought that would have been good. Hello world, hello my friend. Welcome back to the show. It's called My Friend because you're my friend and I'm your friend and I am my friend and I am Erica Helsinki, your host, a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a CBT practitioner, essentially a therapist, a wannabe athlete and struggling human. It's wonderful to have created more relationships in the recent past where it's based on openness and honesty and depth and just talking about those struggles. It really brings people together, and I think it's sometimes, especially in the age of the social media, people surely don't really think that other people are living these beautiful lives that are posted. It's all about the struggle. And I very much think I'm much more interested in somebody else's flaws than what they're good at. I think that's kind of been a thread in my recent conversations with new people and stuff. So I really want to know how they're fucked up. And that brings so much warmth and happiness to the relationship. Pardon me, I've just had a big bowl of food. And was that a good idea? I had rice, whole grain and red rice with what was a pasta sauce with chicken and chorizo and vegetables, onions, peppers. But I was in a hurry in the morning, so I just chucked it in the microwave with rice. Like microwave rice, which is one of my favourites. So quick, so easy. And shoved that down my mouth, but I had less than half of it left. So I chucked in some coriander and red onion and just ate it now. I'm feeling really lethargic. I've had a couple of naps today. My intention was to record this much earlier, and I think I really need to strive to record these things first thing in the morning, because I've just made myself the first coffee of the day, and it's actually kind of too late to be drinking it because it's about 2 p.m. But I just thought I want to try and perk myself up, wake up a little bit. I've also just taken codeine for my back pain. So if I do get a bit during this episode, then that's why. That's why. And I hate taking pills, pharmaceuticals, but I'm just really struggling to move at the moment otherwise. What's been going on? Let's catch up. On Sunday, I made my first guest appearance on somebody else's podcast. It's called Food for Thought by my friend Laura. bless her heart. I feel a ridiculous amount of gratitude to her having me as her first interviewed guest. It just means so much. I can't even really wrap my head around it, but I think she was just such a big motivation for me to get my arse in gear and start something meaningful. And then I just think we really spurred each other on to do this stuff. And oh my God, the first, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, I was shitting myself. I haven't felt that nervous in so long, so many years. Because I've really worked on being calm and confident and chilled in social interactions. And I feel like I've really got quite far with that, actually, even if, yeah, I love meeting people and just really being relaxed and trying to make them feel at ease. Because it's so pointless to be nervous of those situations, but it's also really pointless to be nervous at a podcast that I'm recording with a friend, which is essentially a chat. And I said to her as well, because I've been self-employed for so long, and I just said I'm so used to kind of leading a situation in a way, like an interaction, as part of my job and as part of organising events and stuff. And I just said, how am I going to stop myself from interviewing you? It's her show. So actually it felt really special for somebody to be asking me questions. I was trying to be in control of the situation, just saying, are you going to tell me any of the questions beforehand? And she's like, no. I'm like, oh God, you're really keeping me on edge. And so she didn't tell me what she's going to ask. I had an idea. We'd discussed the broad kind of topic beforehand, and I knew she's going to ask about my favourite food memories and stuff, but that was amazing. And it felt so horrible. We should have just maybe done a bit of a recording beforehand to get those nerves away. And like this, I'm not nervous. I feel really good and really chilled, and that's the energy I need to carry forward as well. Yeah, I was shitting myself, and then somehow just sort of really got into the conversation and then forgot that the rest of the world existed, and it was unbelievable. I think she said she's gonna air that episode probably in a couple of weeks from now, so it's gonna be out at some point. Her podcast is and can be found on Spotify under the title Food for Thought. She's a foodie, Newcastle foodie, and then she wants to talk about thoughts. Here we are. What else? Oh, I went playing. I was supposed to go bowling with a friend, and ended up they didn't have any slots available, so we went to play pool on Saturday, and that was really, really nice, just to go out with a girlfriend, and like she's really cool, and it's just I'm putting a lot of effort and emphasis on catching up with people and doing something whilst doing so. Because yes, okay, it's actually a really precious thing to sit down and not have anything planned, but also it's amazing to get out of the house, especially now that I've been injured. I'm waiting to chat with a consultant about my knee and what kind of an operation it needs. And so when I can't be quite as active physically as I would like to be, and I really don't have the energy now with the back pain because I'm just like high on stupid medication, it's so horrible. It feels really nice to actually do stuff, and we had a super cool active day. Even got one of those scooters out in town that you rent, or whatever you call it, the council scooters. Was whizzing along, and that was just quite shit, to be honest. It was really difficult to park it. It was hard to find a parking spot for it, and the map on it was really bad, but such is life. That was cool. What else has been going on? Okay, I wanted to tell you about, should I hide his name? Let's just, I don't know. Should I expose him? There's a guy who first started messaging me on Facebook Messenger. And he tried to add me as a friend, and I ignored it because I don't know him. I don't know his name. I don't recognise his face. And then the messages started coming in. Now, he doesn't seem to have a Facebook anymore, or he's blocked me or whatever, which would be interesting. But this is sort of how the conversation went to begin with. Hi, Erica. I see you cycle past every day. Just as a note, I don't cycle every day. So I can't be cycling past him every day. And how the fuck is he noticing me cycle? He doesn't live on my street. I know that. And then he said, "You have an amazing body. I remember when you gave me a tour around Pure Gym." So I used to work at Pure Gym back in 2013 and 14. So this is quite a while ago. 10 years now. And so apparently I'd given him a tour around the gym or something, and he remembers me from there. And then he just started going. So my only mistake was that when he said, "I see you cycle past every day," after a few days I responded, "Haha, where?" Because I was a bit freaked out as to why is he seeing me every day? Weird. Just sitting by his window, waiting for me to whiz past. And I think I didn't get a screenshot of that whole conversation. But then, what I do have a recording of evidence for. So basically, I'm having to find out how to report harassment, because I googled this guy's name. He's nonce, so he's a serial, he's tried to get involved with teenagers multiple times before going to jail, and now he's out of jail, and he keeps messaging me. So April 22nd, April 24th, May the 1st. Okay, May the 1st is the last message that I got off him. Let me read out my Instagram direct messages from this person. "Hi Erica, would you mind me talking to you about my past? It is a bit naughty. Please let me talk to you about it." A couple of days after, same day, 4 hours later, "I could really do with some advice." Okay, that's a good hook, because I love giving advice. I love giving my opinion, but I haven't responded, I haven't accepted this thread. Next, 2 days later, "Hi Erica, I know it's strange, but would you mind me showing you my new bra? My new bra." Okay, this is a man, a bit overweight, but yeah, okay. Then about a week later, "Erica, this time he spelt my name incorrectly with a C. I mean, it says it right in front of his eyes, but if you want to get it wrong, then maybe that's another way of trying to get my attention, because I used to be an enormous grammar Nazi and just be like, oh, I hate spelling mistakes. I'm not that bad anymore. I don't really care. People can't type. So many people are dyslexic that I've had to let go and deal with it. It's my problem. It's a me problem. If I have a problem with it, it's not a them problem. Although everyone could develop themselves enough to just get by with normal spelling. But no, I'm not judging. That sounded really bad. Anyway, Erica, wrong spelt. "I hope you don't mind me telling you that I am bi, as in bisexual, and would love to be able to talk with you." Next message, "I see you most days and I wish I could show you who I am." Next message, "You are amazing." Okay. And then later on, a few hours later, "I could do with someone to talk to." Now, it's only because actually it wasn't even me, it was my friend who googled his name, and he came up with this history of his. It's his face, it's definitely him, and how he's got this past. And I just feel like I'm not feeling particularly safe around this area anymore when I out myself. And I try, I hardly sort of spend time out when it's dark anyway. If I'm on my own, I try and just take a taxi from A to B if it's dark and stuff. But this is just not okay. So I reckon he's got history with just harassing people. So I need to find out how to report this, because it's not okay. And it's really funny though. When I first checked out his profile and saw his picture on Facebookie, in a way, if say this was like a really hot dude, oh, why not a girl? Why not? Just someone really interesting looking who seemed like they've got a lot going on for them, and just interesting. To get that kind of attention would be lovely. Not this sort of, obviously, if you don't respond at all, you don't just keep pushing. But it's funny how perspective changes when I just saw his face and went, oh, no, not for me. So that's a good bit of catch up. What are we going to do with this person? Oh, I do love attention. Not this kind of attention. I mean, I love private attention. Put it that way. I don't want to be the focus, the center of a party or a situation. Unless I'm running something, like an event. And it's fine. But why couldn't this just be like the hottest prince on the planet and just be like, hello, do you want me to pick you up and cuddle you a lot? And then I'd just be like, okay. Okay, there we go. Let's move on to, oh yes. So I thought in my head that, because if I talk about this, let's just keep it all sort of relationship orientated today. These are from my old notes. So today's, I need to come up with a name for this section. The second section, 2 out of 3 section of this podcast, which is me sharing some of the information, some of the knowledge, some of the whatever I have accumulated over the years with you that you could potentially learn from, I don't know, or vibe with, or whatever. Today is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again, like we had in the 8 essentials for a good life. Let's do 8 dating tips for men. Okay, let's grab a bit of coffee. I've had a dabble with dating. Back in 2019, I split from my kid's dad in 2019. I think it's sort of summertime. And I wanted to make sure that I'm absolutely intact and fine to be completely by myself, on my own, to be a single mother, before I even started considering wanting to meet up other men and, yeah, just dating really. And I had this thought that I'd been, well, pretty much in a relationship for over 11 years, I think. So most of my adult life. And I thought, I really want to give this internet dating a go because, oh shit, the coding's starting to kick in. I can feel, I hate that. How do people like this feeling? Just makes it be like, ew. I don't like it at all. So yeah, I signed up on a couple of different dating apps in the back end of 2019. And I thought, I'm doing these dating apps, and if I'm doing them, I'm going to do them properly. And, I wonder if any of the guys who I've been on a date with will listen to this. Back from 2019, because I've never replicated this behaviour since, but it was insane. So basically, I do have a bit of an all or nothing mentality with things. It's not really even a mentality. I just think I'm somehow genetically driven to kind of just maximize what I'm doing, being high efficiency and just really trying to, not drag things out, not make things, not have things boring and stuff like that. So I ended up going on dates in just over a month. I think it was over the course of 32 days. I might be wrong, but that's precise enough. With 16 different men. This is sort of December time, 2019. And I basically just suggested meeting up straight away. I'm not a big tester. I'm not wasting my time getting to know somebody. And then you meet them in real life and you might not vibe with them at all. It can be just something like really little. Like they don't smell right for you. Or I have a thing for teeth. Dirty teeth I can't deal with. Or say like a lack of teeth, if somebody just doesn't have many teeth in their mouth. Are my standards really high here? So that kind of thing. So I just suggested we meet up, and basically ended up eating out loads and going for, I even decided then that I know my worth, I know my value, and I'm not going on a coffee date. I feel like, actually, this is really interesting, and For me, going on a coffee date is one of the most awkward things. I feel like you get a coffee and then it's like, oh, side by side. It's like, then you go for a little walk or you sit down and whatnot. But there's kind of no end in sight. And I've really loved to disagree on this next thing with my friend. So for me, going for a meal on a first date is the perfect way to get to know somebody a little bit better and to know if there's a connection. First of all, I love food, loads and loads and loads. And then secondly, I know people say that it could be really awkward because you're having to then sit down in the same space with a stranger and you're sort of forced to talk with them. And I don't vibe with that at all. For me, say we're having 2 courses. That means you sit down, you look at the menu, you talk about the menu, you talk about what what the other person's going to order. Then you get asked if the waiter, waitress comes over and asks if you'd like some drinks. Then you order your drinks, you discuss your drink choices. And then after that, you place your order for food, maybe a starter and a main, or maybe just the main. And that's like a mutual decision. So you're already working together as a team in a way. I've not been out for food with somebody who just goes, well, I'm going to have 5 courses. You do whatever you want, So for me then, say a starter comes along, then that takes about 10-15 minutes. Then they take the plates away. Then the main comes along and they take the plates away. And I remember this from the past. So apparently like an ideal duration for a first date is 90 minutes. I don't know if this is still valid, but I really vividly remember that. 90 minutes, an hour and a half is the perfect duration for a first date. And so a meal, that's what it tends to last. It's about 90 minutes. And so you really sort of you can talk about the food. You can talk about anything that's going on in the world. And I feel like it's really relaxed and really relaxing. I love kind of being really calm in that kind of situation and really, really introspecting on what my securities and insecurities are. And I need to make sure that the other person can maintain good eye contact. You can't do it on a coffee date because they'll not have to really look at you. You sort of glance and it's just weird. So for me, going out for food on a date is perfect. And also it's a great sign of mannerisms. If they have their phone out, which I do just to take pictures of the food, but you have to have the respect for the other person to give them your undivided attention, unless you're talking about something that somebody sent to you on a show or something, but like in something where you're using your phone in an involving way, that's fine. Or obviously if you get a phone call, that's important. Or sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I can't talk right now, but I'll call you later. For me, going out for dinner is the best thing. Why am I talking about this? I know we're talking about relationships and stuff, but oh yeah, well, just to mention that, I think food's good. Oh yeah, 16 guys in a month, in just over a month. That was unbelievable. I think in total I went on maybe about 25 dates, but that was just some of those guys I saw again. Maybe about, I don't know, a wild guess, like 4 or 5 of them maybe saw again. And that was an amazing time. It was really, just as an experience, I'm thinking, shit, if I'm finding it this hard to connect with anyone on a deep level after meeting 16 guys, because should I admit this publicly? I will. Fuck it. So in order to remember everyone, I created a spreadsheet. I'm actually really proud of it, and I can't believe I've told a couple of friends since then, but like I felt really, I'm so weird. But you know what? This is the time to embrace everyone's weirdness, so let's fucking go. I created a spreadsheet with, name, age, location, profession, and then I had a notes section for what we've discussed. And it was a really, really good way to, it's not, I wanted to make sure that I'm giving everyone, like, putting effort in, and I know, because someone has said that it kind of feels and sounds really cold to have a spreadsheet, but that's the way I did stuff. I just wanted to do it properly. And if that means that, I want to go on a date and still go, oh, how's your 5-year-old son doing? How's the things with the ex-wife? Anything, You know, how's the renovation going? It's obviously like a sign of you giving a shit about them when you know and remember something about them. And I didn't, if somebody just sat me down and just said, tell me everything about this, I wouldn't have remembered. But once I had a refresher, read through my spreadsheet before a date, great. It's just amazing, isn't it? Like, I feel like it just shows appreciation and consideration for the other person. I don't know what you'd think. Feel free to let me know. I just thought that's cool. But yeah, again, nowadays, yeah, I've never done anything quite so wild. And then people, oh my God. And then someone's like, did you like sleep with many of them after the first time? Like, no chance. What are you on about? Like, imagine if I was okay, I can't, and I'm not judging women who do that, although they tend to have mental health problems as a result, or, you know, it could stem from mental health problems and like dignity and self-worth and stuff like that. But having sex as a default after a first date, not for me. Just putting it out there. Not for me. I think sex also it changes the dynamic a little bit, and I think it's really, really nice to just actually get to know the person first. But yeah, let's go. Okay. Should we just move on to the eight dating tips for men? This has been a while. Okay. Okay, number 1. Be a gentleman. I'm very aware that this is a list that is very much based on my preferences and a solid grounding, a solid understanding of evolutionary psychology. I used to be a lot more liberal, which people tend to do when they're younger anyway, and I've become a lot more conservative as I've aged. And I can't begin to explain to you how much I appreciate it when a man has manners. They'll open the door for you. They'll just look after you. And again, I'm an only child. I grew up without a father, or not having a close relationship with him. So I'm well aware that I want to feel like I'm being looked after. That's just me. And it's kind of, sometimes you could think that it's a bit of a contradiction because I'm so certain within myself, and this is the thing. I don't need a man. I can sort everything out by myself or hire somebody to do something for me. I don't need a man. So if there is a man in my life, I want to feel looked after. And that doesn't mean anything in specific, not in a needy way. I just want a bit of closeness. And I do want to kind of feel small, which is, again, completely that's not necessarily anything to do with my size. I just want for a man to know who they are, and for a man to be fazed by my confidence and my kind of just who I am, really. But yeah, be a gentleman. What else? Just Google what being a gentleman is. I like a gentleman. And they just got, good manners. They know how to talk, like, with confidence. And I'm not saying that unconfident people, everyone's got insecurities. So I don't mean confidence they have to be, like, can't stand cocky either. Not cocky, just calm. Okay. Second one, ask a girl out. Oh, this is one of my favourite things at the moment, because I've had so many chats with guys, and I've got a travel story from when I was in Dublin, Ireland, and in Barcelona recently. And I was on crutches, and I had a heavy backpack on my back, and basically when I was just whizzing through the airports and using public transport to go from A to B and stuff, I couldn't believe that I got offered help multiple times, probably close to 20 times, and not a single one of those times was it a man, an adult man, who just wanted to look after a struggling lady. It was elderly people. It was one family, so that included a man, but the man stayed well away from me. It was the woman who was helping me. They had 2 kids. We had great chats. And just I feel like the prime the person who should be offering help is the adult man. Because it's all in broad daylight, it's all in a public space. Offer a fucking helping hand if you're a man. Just go, excuse me, could I, offer you some help? Do you need a hand with your bags? Because that's up to me. And I know my guy friends, they just say, oh, well, it's not really okay to approach a woman anymore these days. You might end up on social media like cancelled, and absolute bullshit, if you ask me. Absolute fucking bollocks. It's up to me. If I feel intimidated in that situation, if a man was to approach me and offer some help, I'd just say, no, I'm good, thanks. It's not that hard. If I don't feel comfortable, I can say, I'm okay, thank you. That doesn't, it doesn't fit in my brain. It doesn't make it creepy in any way. Yes, do not go and offer your help in a dark alleyway. Do not offer help when she's all alone in a corner, feeling threatened if you approach them. But just if you're passing by, offer a fucking helping hand, man. And so, on the same topic, ask a girl out. I'm very much used to taking action, and if I want something, it's my responsibility to go and get it. So like I said, back in 2019, and if I want to meet up with somebody, or like if meeting up is important for me, I'm nearly always the person who says, wanna grab dinner, wanna grab lunch, wanna do something one day soon. And I wish it was the guys. I really wish it was the guys more often, because that would make me so, so happy. And instead, if I want anything to happen, it just seems that I have to put all the work in. Not all the work in, but I have to make an effort to ask. And it's so annoying. I want other people to take ownership and ask me out. And so I've even decided that I'm gonna, that I'm even gonna be so brave, because this is a real challenge and it feels really difficult. But if I see a person that really interests me out and about somewhere, I'm gonna gather all of my energy to grow my balls so big that I will go up to them and maybe ask them out. I think that's like, I don't have anything like that planned at the moment, or planned, but even if it's like just for a friendship, if you want to, just ask. Like literally, I've made one of my best friends, a friend family who used to live here on the quayside. And that was when I basically just said, hey, it was really nice to see you in a restaurant the other day. I was wondering if you'd like to swap numbers, because we've got kids of similar ages, of a similar age. We could get together and they could play. And guess what? We became friends. Amazing. So just ask a girl. If you're a guy, you're probably going to be a girl. But if you're a guy, ask a girl out. They can always say no. And that's really good practice for your ego. It's fine. If they say no, no problem. Because otherwise it's just a missed opportunity. You can never know if you don't try. Shy bairns get nout, the Geordie saying. As in shy children do not get anything. Shy bairns get nout. I do love a bit of Geordie here and there. But yeah. So just after sort of the lockdowny situation when who was I with? I was on the quayside, whizzing backwards and forwards. Why am I using the word whiz? I've never used the word whiz. Now I'm just whizzing everywhere. I hope that doesn't mean like pissing. Whiz. Whew. That's what I mean. So there's literally this cool guy who I used to chat with when I was working at Pure Gym. He used to come and train there. He's a doctor, and he used to always do these funky, slightly weird looking exercises, and people are like, he's weird. And then I'm just thinking, I think it's quite cool actually. And so we always chatted if I bumped into him in town or anywhere. And then just one time I thought, you know what, we always chat. I feel like we're friends, but he doesn't have any social media or anything. And then I just thought, next time I see him, I'm going to ask for him his number. We could just actually get together and train together or do stuff. And okay, I have to be honest here. It was actually when I next bumped into him. It just, this became so vividly in my mind. I was with a friend, and as soon as he left, I said to my friend, I was like, shit, I promised myself that I'm going to ask for his number. Oh, has it done it again? Don't do it again. Don't do it again. This has done it again. Has it cut off? Has it cut off? Oh, are we back? Are we back? Fuck. I hope you can hear this. Again, I didn't touch the bloody computer for a while, and now it's just blanked me. Abba-dabba-dum. Oh, that was absolute bullshit. So I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure where I was at. This, again, I didn't touch the computer screen for a while and just went away. And that wasn't great. So I was just talking about how it was my friend who ended up, like, asking for his phone number when she next saw him, and now we're good friends. So it's just, again, shy Ben's getting out. If I hadn't done anything about it, we would never be friends, and now we're friends. And it makes me very happy because he's very cool. I bumped into him actually when I was waiting for my friend on Saturday when we were going bowling / pooling, as in playing pool. Bumped into him and she's like, hey, come here. Oh, this is a funny story because I was in a coffee shop getting a coffee, and in this coffee shop you order on a tablet and then it's like, who's it for? What's your name? And I called myself Madam E or Madame. I think you have to do stuff like this. It was so funny when the boy behind the counter then just went, Madam? I'm like, that's me, thank you very much. And then left. And I thought, I wonder if my weird think thought it was weird or funny. I thought it was funny, so there. Ask a girl out. Okay, number 3, turn up on time. Oh, God. Kind of self-explanatory, but when somebody is late without a good reason, especially for a first date or a date, I feel like it shows such a lack of respect for their time. What it signals is that you think your time is more important than theirs. And that's not a very good start. Then again, I do have a dear friend who's always late, and I've told her she's the only person I let in my life who does that on a regular basis because it's her brain, she can't help it, and I know that I can expect for her to be late, so I can deal with it. But I'd say in a respectful dating situation, just turn up on time. Please turn up on time. Number 4, be open about your expectations. This is an interesting one. I think it can be very hard to slide in sort of, oh, by the way, I'm just expecting a shag. I'm expecting to get married and have children with you, which I've had happen. Oh my God, seriously. First date, this guy just went, Erica, why have you already had kids? I'd love to have you as the mother of my children. Okay, right. Oh, not intense at all. I can't blame him because I'm quite intense sometimes as well. So, but it's the kind of vibe that you give out. And I think too often, I don't even know exactly how to unravel this. But I think especially if a question's being asked about this kind of thing, then have the respect for the other person to say you're definitely not looking for anything long term, and that just saves the other person's time, because people do start building stories in their own heads about where things could lead to and stuff. And I've really sort of worked on having no expectations, and it's quite a liberating, but I'm sure it's quite an unusual thing to do, especially as a woman. Oh, Lena's come home. Lena, I'm recording an episode. Okay. So just if the question's being asked, be honest, be open, be respectful, because times are going to change. At some point in your life, you'll think that you're not looking for anything serious, and that's cool. Everything's cool. It's like just being clear about it, really, and then things could change. Maybe something starts with as casual, and then it turns into something more. Or I think the worst mistakes, I don't know mistakes, but I think the worst situations come from when I've gone in to think oh, maybe we can be together forever. Because it's just so much expectation on the other person. You can probably hear my Lena going up the stairs now. Brilliant. Yeah, I think that's the worst, because I've been so desperate for just something long term. But then, you know, I've got friends. I've got dear friends. And now I'm just, I just want to chill out. Chill out. Are we on 5? Pay her a genuine compliment. Obviously, I'm being very stereotypical here and just talking about men to female relationships. But this could be flipped the way around as well, I suppose. But just for a man to have the balls to be nice to a woman, not in a sleazy way, but just be nice. It makes a girl feel very special and very good when she hears something nice being said about herself. It makes a huge, huge, huge difference. And just as long as it's genuine, just say something that's nice. It's going to make you feel good. I don't know why people are so shy about these things. I try and really sort of tell my friends why I love them, or tell them why they're amazing, or it literally just adds joy and goodness to the world. It doesn't take anything away from anyone, and I do recognise that it can feel a bit hard to do it, but just do it. Practice. Say something nice. Maybe, you know, I think in the long run, beauty is always going to deteriorate. So if you can come up with something nice to say that's not actually anything to do with the way they look, or you could, you know, maybe, oh, love your dress, or just something about her, something that's actually to do with her personality. That's like the most special compliments. Just something that they've said or done, because that's something more permanent. So they can really take more pride in sort of like how they've managed to have this other person like an aspect of them. Straightforward, yeah? Just be nice. Give everyone compliments. But don't be weird. Don't be weird. Don't be sending them messages saying, you have an amazing body, I see you. Yeah, you are amazing. I'm sorry, but how does he think I'm amazing? He doesn't know me, does he? Or maybe he's just binge listening to my podcast and now he knows me a lot better. But mate, I'm reporting you. Soz. Craziness. Next one, ask questions. Oh God, so important. Oh, there's nothing more draining than, and this is funny, I'm doing a podcast where basically all I get to do is talk about myself if I want to. This is my fucking podcast, isn't it, bruv? Ask questions. This applies to all relationships in the world, really. Be curious about your friends. Be curious about your date. Be curious about other people. Get to know them. Like, really try and get to know them. And just start with easy stuff, you know. And actually, one of my things. Aren't social interactions boring when you meet new people? And the first question just tends to be, so what do you do for a living? How about you, obviously that's important information, I wouldn't know that too, but how about opening up with something a bit more insightful? As in, one of my favourites is, what do you like to do in your spare time? What do you like to do when you're not working? Have you got hobbies? Because that's what people are really passionate about. It's quite rare for people to be a lucky cunt like me and have a job they actually really enjoy. So, asking questions about just anything. Google what questions to ask a date. Because it could be, I like to, just something. Something that you'd like to talk about as well, because then you can really start bouncing off each other and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I like that too. Oh, I don't like that at all, actually, because it's really beautiful to disagree as well, to find out the other person's reasoning behind why they like certain stuff and blah, 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 blah. Next one, number 7, be open about who you are, even reveal a flaw. So I feel like it's a very common thing, and it's super, super, super frustrating that people have this persona and they are too scared to sort of be their true selves. Whereas I've come to really deeply think that if you don't reveal how weird you actually are, like that's That's the stuff that people really like. I like to know everyone's flaws. I like to know how they're weird. Because nobody wants a fucking... Do they? Maybe they do, actually. It's just not me. But who wants a really vanilla, bland person who's got nothing to say, who's got no opinions of their own, who can't disagree with you, have a good conversation? That's just not exciting. Not that it has to be exciting either, but just something fun. Like, and I feel like you'll find connections that are truly deeper when you do go out of your way to not say something negative about yourself, but just to be open and vulnerable and say the best things are people who go to therapy and admit it. Because that's like unbelievable. It shows unbelievable strength, first of all, that they've acquired a therapist. And then if they don't need to tell you why they're going into therapy, but if there's a reason, that's so interesting. Because everyone who gets to grow to be old enough has to deal with trauma, has to deal with shitness in life. And being able to share, that's exactly why therapy heals so much, is because you go in and somebody is there to listen to you without judgment. And I think if, say, I was in a social interaction where somebody judged me for something that's not perfect in me, then that's perfectly fine, because I don't want those people in my life, and then that's just good enough. And that's it, done. So just obviously don't go in with, oh, I'm shit. Not that. Just be vulnerable. And yeah, talk about your past openly. Because nobody gets attached to a person who has their cards super close to their chest, right? Next one. Message her after. The last one. Message her afterwards. I don't know what the shit is with like people playing games and stuff, and I think some people even have decided that I won't text until tomorrow or something. Like, my God, why not just message like straight away, or when you get home, when you think about it next? Just, this is the thing. You could say, had a really good time. Would love to do that again. Take initiative. Let's do action. Let's not just be keyboard warriors and hide behind screens and keyboards. But actually, if you want to see them again, say you'd like to do that. Then the ball's in their court. Or you could even say, which I've done a few times, say, I had a really nice time with you, and I think you seem like a really amazing person, and I love the way you've handled your, like blah, blah, blah. But I have to be honest, and romantically, I didn't feel like it was there. So then that's such an easy, good letdown. You want to be nice to them. Maybe give them a compliment and just say, that's that. They don't need to be sitting at home doing the guesswork of, did they like me? Did they not like me? Just say it. We literally have such a limited time to live that there's no point in wasting it on playing games. Don't play games. Stop playing games. Okay, we've come to the end of this Erika's info nuggets section. 8 dating tips for men. I wonder why I wanted to. Yeah, it's funny. Maybe it's just like from my disappointment. Like, when you come home from a date and you just think, oh, that was so shit. I wish they'd just. It's a nice list, personally, for me. I like this list. And if this helps even a tiny, tiny bit, women as well, then I'll be very happy. I don't think Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so questions. Your questions to me. If you have a question for me, send it to hello@erikahelsinki.com. Erika is with a K, and Helsinki is with one L and all the other letters. Okay, you also get your chance to answer this question, because I'll be posting the question to my form site thing. I'll put the link in the show notes, so you can go and click on that and give your own answer to this question. What do you consider good flirting techniques? shit the bed. Like, I don't consider myself a flirt. I have struggled to read signs in the past, like to a pretty extreme level, where I've come home and just thought about, like, oh, what happened? Like, constantly, I'm like, oh shit, I think they were flirting with me, and it's only clicked, oh my god, I'm so retarded with this stuff. Makes me, yeah. But yeah, I do also think then that sometimes I've been in situations where someone has thought that I'm flirting with them or someone else when all I was doing was being me and being nice. So I just don't think just trying to be a nice person counts as flirting. Like, fuck that shit. So I've written down a few things that came to mind first that I think I could work on, because it's really nice to be flirted to, actually. It's really nice to get a bit of nice attention. It's really nice when somebody's putting an effort in towards you. So that's good. And again, things don't need to move, like, go anywhere. You can just have a bit of fun. Maybe not if you're in a relationship, like, that's not very respectful and very nice. But if you're single and free, then I feel like these are actually really good things to develop, like real self-improvement tools. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things here. Okay, mirroring first. Mirroring. That's such a weird word. Hard word for a Finnish person to say. Mirroring. So essentially, you will actually, people do this subconsciously, and it always makes me super happy if I'm spending time with somebody who I value and I notice that they're mirroring me, because when I notice that they're definitely not doing it intentionally, it makes me feel so happy, because you basically know that if somebody's subconsciously mirroring you, they have respect for you and they are really listening and they are interested in you. So it's like when you change posture, body position, stuff like that, they will match that. They'll copy you. But you can also say, I think this is I'm not meaning to. You shouldn't use these to manipulate other people. But sometimes if you change position, you notice the other person changing position. It's just a really good, like, vibey thing to do. And on a date, you can definitely do a bit of mirroring. If they move their arms, you just move your arms. But, like, not, again, this is a subtle art, and if it's done in a clunky way, then that's going to miss the point. That's going to be quite embarrassing, really. But let's just put it out there. Mirroring. Next one, subtle touch. This is one of my favorites, really. If it's somebody who I want to be touching me, that sounds really bad. This sounds like I've got a lot going on. I really don't. But because you can pull away from that situation quite easily. But it's just really nice if you're close enough to each other and there's like an accidental, in quotation marks, accidental touch. It's so vibey, and I feel like, well, maybe I am quite a touchy-feely person anyway, and I'm the one who just goes in for a cuddle when I see friends and stuff. So just a bit of, not too much, just because you know the vibe if they don't pull away, and it just feels really good and really exciting. So subtle touch as a form of flirting. Next, we've got strong eye contact. This is something that I've practiced a lot and is such a useful skill in everything in life where human contact is involved. Again, I'm very aware. I used to be a very shy child, that it can feel really quite intimidating and really hard. But creating and maintaining eye contact is such an amazing, amazing skill. So powerful. And everyone should practice it more, I think, who's sort of not naturally good at it. Eye contact, beautiful. Not staring at the other person. That's another thing. Don't stare. but just make sure that you look at them until they look at you, and then you maintain that eye contact for a little bit. So, yeah, good. There we go. Next one, compliment them. Okay, just say something nice. We've gone through this already. Yeah, pay the other person a compliment. Flirting. Because like it could be, yeah. Like and okay, so I do this to my friends. But it's like nobody, well, actually this is again, somebody might get really uncomfortable if you tell them that you think they look pretty or handsome. But that's a them problem. That's not a you problem. And I used to divert and just be like, oh no, just belittle myself and just be like, no, it's just, oh my hair's a mess, oh I didn't really have time to do my makeup today. It's like, but how about you just take it. You go, oh, thank you. That's a skill that still feels a bit hard for me, but it's so good to practice. Second, penultimate point for flirting techniques, openness. Openness, why did I write this down? I mean, yeah, I suppose it's a form of flirting, unless it's just purely sexual, but I don't know why I wrote this down, really. Flirting? Being open? Is being open flirty? I don't think it is. Oh well, it's a missed point then. But let's just emphasise the fact that I like openness. Hey. Last one. Confidence and be you. Okay. Flirting techniques. I'm just now trying to think what's gone through my head when I've written these down. But being confident is definitely very inviting. And being genuinely you. Like we talked about flaws before. Just don't try and pretend to be anyone you're not. No point. And the universe will be on your side. Should we just call it there? I consider them as good flirting techniques. So you can go and give your answer to this. I would actually love to hear your opinions or your takes on this. A link will be in the show notes. Go and give your answer so I can read it. And I might, if I get good feedback on other people's techniques, I can just include them in an intro section in another episode. That'd be amazing. And that's that. That was a very relationship heavy, very dating-y heavy episode today. But I love this kind of stuff. So if you've got any questions that you might like me to answer, please send them to hello@ericahelsiger.com, and make sure you've subscribed to this fabulous adventure, which is my podcast called My Friend. Subscribe, and if you wouldn't mind, if you'd be so kind as to share this with one friend, I would be eternally grateful. Thank you so much for dedicating your valuable time to me today. I really appreciate it. And I shall catch up with you next time. That's it. I'm going to go and collect my children from school. I'm going to go and say hello to Lena, my friend, and see if she wants to join me on my journey to the school. Catch you next time. You are special, and I appreciate you. Bye. No. Whew! Oh shit.